If you guys seen my previous videos from about a year ago or so, I used to have a jig real similar to this that I made myself, and in the move I couldn't find it, so I decided to go out and splurge and get the Rockler peg jig here. Comes with a centering bit that has a stop so you can't go through your material. But just some quick tips after using this and stuff. If you notice, I got blue tape on it. The cabinet here that I'm doing, there's no point in doing every single one of these holes in this cabinet, and you guys will probably come across that when you're doing your own cabinets. It would just make it kind of look sloppy and a whole bunch of holes that are never going to get used according to what the cabinet's going to be used for. So to make sure, as I'm going through the flow, you get in the groove. Next thing you know, you start at a hole too low compared to everything else. So a real quick, easy thing to do. I went around the cabinet, placed this in there, kind of figured out what hole space it is. I ended up just wanting 5 slots here. So I threw a piece of tape on the starting hole and the ending hole. That way, if I'm going through the groove and I'm not thinking about things, there's no way I will start in the wrong spot. The other thing you can do is there's 2 sets of holes here, depending on the depth that you want to, or how far inset you want it in your cabinet. And what you could do to make sure you don't do one side on one depth, the other side on the other, is again to put that piece of tape over top. But there is indications here of how far inset it is. So you might want to not put the piece of tape over, because especially if you're going here and then you're flipping it around, that could mess you up. So I ended up just doing those 2 strips, but it is something else you can do. I will tell you though, after using this, it is pretty convenient. It's a little more expensive, so if you're willing to flip a few bucks for it, it does come with a compartment here to hold your drill bit, which I thought was a nice little added piece, because we all know when you're running around the shop and projects going on, things are getting thrown around. The other nice thing is, you can use it either to inset and get a proper depth from the back, but also that same lip can hold it real nice on a straight edge like that. So, would I recommend getting this? If you have the money, definitely. You can make your own, but like I said, when it comes out machined, and especially that centering drill bit that fits right in there perfect, it does do a very nice job. The drill, I would tell you, there's a little bit of blowout on some of the holes. That could have just been me. Majority of them are real clean, but what I'll just do is I'm going to come back with a Q-tip and actually dab a little bit of stain in those anyway, so they're not screaming at you when you walk by, especially with this dark stain. But when I do that, I'll clean up the blowout a little bit, but it's pretty nice. So like I said, it's making this job go a lot easier, a lot faster, and a lot more accurate. And the less I have to think, the better. So here's just a closer look at the jig. As you can see, there's the compartment that holds the drill bit in there. It also has another compartment here, holds your key hardware, or you could put another bit in there. But the key helps you adjust this, because this actually can flip to the other side depending on the inset that you want for these pins. The other thing you can see is up here is these 1/4 inch indexing holes, or 5mm. 1/4 inch is pretty standard for the US. I think 5mm is more your European style, but it actually can double check to make sure that you're going to use the right bit for when you drill, that you're going to have that right size hole. There are 4 other bits that do come that you can purchase. This one came with the 1/4 inch one that I needed. But say you're using like shelf pin sleeves or something like that, for a 1/4 inch shelf pin sleeve, you're going to need the 9/32 one, which I do not have, and I never really use them. I kind of go to these all the time. So, something else to kind of keep in mind. If you are going to use different types of hardware, you're going to need different types of drill bits. So well, that's kind of all for this. So I hope you enjoyed this quick little easy tidbit. Like I said, if you want to go out and get one of these, I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but this one's by Rockler. There's a couple more out there. Or you can go over to my other video and see how we made our own. So it doesn't really take too long to make. So appreciate you all coming by, and until next time, thanks for buzzing by.
You made me feel small. I fell in love.